The views expressed in the interviews and commentary are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect the opinions of PPS Holdings Trust, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or employees.
How cool would it be if there was a university
101
course?
how to be an adult.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to learn about life party.
Adulting 101.
Primary school into high school. Okay,
Yeah.
some
301.
financial
How
well-being.
to set up a CV.
Yeah.
20.0.
Stuff we need.
That's true.
Would be nice, but what courses would be there? Because it's not like blanket state. It's not like a blanket approach.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like that's the one thing our parents couldn't give us. That's the advice they couldn't really give us because you kind of have to forge your own path. And I can help you once you get there, but I can't tell you beforehand that you might just meet friends like this. Because another thing I realized about friends, all your friends are representation of who you are, really.
Yeah.
So until you meet those people and get to see what it is that they bring or what it is that they represent, only you can make the decision.
Yeah.
So I think in this course will be very interesting. You need like specialists.
But that's why
true.
we technically have life orientation for this purpose. on paper, that's what's
On
supposed
paper.
to do.
True.
In
On
theory,
paper.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
it tells you about peer
In the
pressure and
classroom,
stuff.
it's different.
Which
Peer
is relevant
pressure,
to
peer pressure was actually a good module to call it subject because I actually passed it. I don't. I'm good. I'm
that's
good when
you.
it comes. I'm good when it comes to that. Like, come, talk about your things. That's great. Like, yes.
Yes,
No.
I've got you, bestie.
But I'm good.
I'm a FOMO type of guy. Like, so if everyone's doing something, I'm like,
I want to be there.
Yo, financial well-being should be also a module in school. Eh?
It should.
It should.
It should.
How to
really
set up a
should.
budget,
How to
even
set
if
up
it's like the most simple budget
really
ever.
should.
Just how?
It should be part of life skills.
Some people, they go straight out to high school, start earning like an income. They don't
Yeah.
maybe study. That first paycheck that you start getting, get yourself a phone, get yourself
Yes.
this, get yourself that.
Get yourself all the stuff your parents said no to.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally
Basically.
liberate yourself.
One time.
Have yourself some with some.
And you've never even used charger.
Or with the boss open.
Yeah.
No, but in our country, we need to have something like that in the curriculum.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help the little ones.
Really do.
And like you said, I think we also need to, it starts with us, to educate our friends, man, because our parents didn't do that, enough. So I think it's important for us to make sure that we spread the word and make sure that we encourage our peers, our buddies need to know these things.
but also be careful of lecturing. I think that's sort of what happens a lot. People feel like
Borderline.
you're preaching to them.
It's very thin.
So
And
I
it's just
think
like
chatting
sharing
about your
stuff.
personal experience,
Yeah.
what I do.
I'm sharing this with you. I
Yeah.
think it might work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then also you become the person that your friends come ask for.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
good
'cause,
looking out.
Yeah, you wanna be rather be that guy than the guy that every time you're at the braai you
Yes,
bring up.
your name is the solution.
That's gonna
When they
start.
think about
looking
it
away
like
from
that.
It's like, oh, there we go.
There
Got
he
me.
comes.
In Afrikaans we call it a kopklem. It's got me in a headlock. It's got me in a headlock telling me about a will. You don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
But instead, you want to
Like
be the
that.
guy that everyone calls and be like, remember that conversation we had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a situation now. How do I go
Yes.
about that? I think we want to be those types of people
Exactly.
in our communities and not the guys that say, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
And how honored are you if someone calls you, they're like, dude, I was thinking about
You know,
investing.
Yeah.
I've got
I
like
got you.
I
Yeah.
love that. It's just like, oh, I'm someone's like emergency contact.
Yes.
This is so great.
I'm
Such
close
a
to being
huge
a role model.
responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm very close.
I'm a
made
father
it.
to some things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Until they call you about a pyramid scheme.
And then it's like, no,
Yeah, there we
go
go.
grab another guy for this.
No, I think it's important. It's how you lend the message. Yeah. So
Right.
if don't come to me and like dictate what I must do,
Right.
because I'm gonna be that
Your
guy.
tone
You know.
says a lot. The
Just-
intention
just-
says a lot.
exactly,
Right.
and how you position it.
Exactly, because it
says-
can really sound like you are literally throwing your bragging.
Yeah.
You know how you can be posting on your
Yeah.
status, it's just normal things, and someone feels like, oh, you're just rubbing in our face every time.
Yes,
It's
I've
all
made
about,
it.
again, it's all about how you position it, your
Yeah.
intention, and your audience also.
Yes.
Because you could have all the right
Gauge,
messages and you're going
yes.
to the wrong audience. And you're going to
Yes.
start feeling like, I'm saying the wrong things, maybe I should stop. No, just change the audience.
Yes.
Tough audience, just look for another audience, which is, again,
Absolutely.
internal work. You need to find who are my people?
Yes.
Who are the people that catch the things that I say with the meaning? Even if I don't say it like expressively, this is like you can just catch.
They
what I'm
get
trying
me,
to say.
yeah.
We just
But just be careful, because I think what happens a lot is because you sort of figured it out on your side, you can toe the line of giving financial advice. Just always be responsible and refer them to a financial advisor.
Yeah,
Those
absolutely.
guys are
Yeah.
very good at it.
Yeah.
And they love what they do and they actually get super excited. So
And they're the experts.
yeah,
And
they're
there's
the
always
experts.
going to be a lot more that they can bring, more than,
Yes.
because I'm just coming from a personal
Exactly.
Yeah.
experience
Experiences.
perspective.
You're sharing that.
And they have all the knowledge, all the tools to cover everything. And it's nice because they're going to listen to your specific story and your financial needs. And it's not just a blanket statement like
Tailored
I
for
would
you.
have
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
No.
And sometimes you get a muffin on your birthday as well.
You see?
Or a
Sometimes you got to
or
show
a golf tea
cake.
time.
Exactly.
Golf tea time. Makes me very happy.
I want to ask how many of you guys, by a show of hands, have an RA? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to
Us
ask,
too.
what is an RA?
What is an RA? So, in a nutshell, it's a retirement savings vehicle that you can only access once you hit retirement age. Its main purpose, I understand, okay, great, you can access now 1/3 in the savings pocket, etc. But there are like some hectic repercussions to that, to be
Yeah.
honest.
No.
That's true.
And if you just think about it in a simplistic point of view, if you're gonna access some of that money, you will need to somehow put that money back, which
Yeah.
means you're gonna put yourself back in the future again. So hence why it's once again important to have short, medium, long-term goals so you can access it at the right time. Not access my long-term for short-term, not access this for
Mixing
that.
stuff around. Yeah.
That doesn't work,
Yep.
to be honest. And there's countless benefits to retirement annuities. I know people don't like it though, because like at the end of the day, you are tied in up until you hit retirement and your money's put away up until
But if you
retirement.
don't get to retirement,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
think about it like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even when you access the money, there's like the retirement, tax savings, tax benefit towards that as well. You can get some money from SARS from contributing towards the retirement as
Yes,
well.
true.
So the more or the lesser money I give to SARS, the more money I have in my pocket to
Exactly.
do what I need
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the
think that-
difference between an RA and a pension fund?
So a pension fund is generally part of your work. So South Africa, it's very similar these days. The old days, they had defined benefits
Yeah.
where it was linked to your final salary. But with most schemes now, except if you work for the government, it's defined contribution. So a pension fund, you'd contribute a part of your salary. You'll see it in your pay slip, something just
Yes.
deducted there, and you're
Yeah.
like, I thought I made more money than this.
Yeah.
But it's actually you're saving towards retirement.
Yeah.
Where retirement, and then you get the tax off on your pay slip. So that's generally how the pension fund works. But on a retirement annuity, that's after tax income. So that's a good point that you made, because it's like, if you're already feeling like you're paying too much tax, just contribute to an RA, because then you're essentially reducing the amount of income that you owe, or like taxable income that you're going to owe to SARS.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the tactic to do. And you're limited to 27.5% a year, capped to 350,000 rand a year.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could be very, especially if you're just on that line, you just got a nice raise and you went up in salary, now you're in the next tax bracket and you're like, damn it, I'm not getting as much more as I thought I was going to get.
Yeah.
But then you can use that retirement annuity to put yourself back
Yeah.
just in that tax bracket below.
I think you mentioned a really good point there, and with the pensions, it's linked to your employment.
Yes.
Yes.
Retirement annuities is linked to myself in
Yeah.
Yes.
in my own personal capacity. So I don't need to essentially go resign from my job to access this later on.
Yes.
Once I hit that retirement age, then I guess you're all good. But once again, you don't want to be accessing that. People are living longer.
Yeah.
People are living longer. The general age of South Africans are increasing essentially. So the thing is, just thinking about it, technology is getting better.
Yeah.
Medicine is getting better. You really think that our
Yes.
life expectancies are going to remain so short?
No.
So how can we actually count and bank on us accessing this money so soon, and then think that this money is going to sustain us? So save as much as what you can. Make sure that the vehicle itself is appropriate
Is
for
a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then after that, enjoy your retirement.
And-
Enjoy it.
And that's an important point. You know, there's a very smart friend of mine that always says, treats retirement like matric. You know, people need to realize that there's life after
Yeah.
retirement.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you don't make enough provision, you're gonna sit with that situation where you just retired and then 3 months later you're stuck, you know. And it's like what he says is like after matric, there's undergrad,
Yes.
postgrad. So
Yes.
it's like another easy
life.
10 years.
Yeah.
So another thing is with an RA, you always need to consider what you want and for how long post-retirement, you know, and you start planning now before you even retire. So I think making provision for your retirement stage is very important, and the sooner you start, actually, the better, because then you don't find yourself in your 40s studying an RA. Now you have to contribute 4,000 to get what you would get if you started at an earlier age at 500 Rand. So that's another thing that young people need to realize. And I always tell my boys, we've got this little thing where we gather a month, right? And then we share ideas, not financial advice. We share ideas. And I tell them, like the other day, I think last month was 3 things. I was like, gents, you know, when you're in the hood, buildings insurance for your house, houses bend down a lot. Insure that thing, it's fairly cheap. Just get a quote from your bank or your insurer or whatever. And then have a will in place. And most importantly, gents, we see, because they can see parents retiring with not enough provision. Say, start now with your RA. There are RAs that start at 2. I encourage you to put more if you can, but even if it's that 500 Rand and you want to lock it away and get it at retirement, it will help you.
Yeah.
So once you start now and then you look at projection when you do retire, actually you can live comfortably after retirement, because like you said, we sometimes tend to live longer, and professionals like yourselves actually sometimes do, you know, live longer. So it's important that you provide for retirement.
It's a good point. I always ask people, do you want to be the Oma that lives at the kids' house?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be the Oma on the cruise?
Exactly.
Because that's
Yes.
that's the difference.
It's because it's
That's a
after.
good analogy.
That's actually a good analogy. Like,
You honestly,
yeah.
the Oma's
After that.
constantly on holiday. You know,
Yes.
like do that thing. Like that's where you want to be. So if you start early, and honestly, it's never too late to start.
No.
Firstly, so if you're a little bit older, doesn't matter. Calculate what your years are,
Yes.
figure it out. There's a lot of calculators available online as well. You can manage it. So
And another way, maybe not to be the Oma that's living with your kids, is when you change jobs, back to the pension fund, when you change jobs, keep it, transfer it to another, because maybe this company you're working for is with X insurer, transfer it to the new one.
Yeah.
Don't take the money and say, now it's time for me to upgrade my
blend
car,
this thing,
or
yeah.
maybe I can buy those designer bags or something. Transfer it
Yes.
to the new employer.
Absolutely.
So
You'll essentially be stealing from your future
from
self.
yourself. Then you're gonna end
And
up
we
living
don't want
with
to
your
be doing
kids.
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
So and it's important, and sorry, boy, I wanted to mention, think about it. I wanted to make that point earlier, because as young people, you get opportunities and then you change jobs, a better offer, you know, you resign, and then people take pension and use it.
Yes.
So it's important to know these vehicles like preservation funds, you know, stuff like that. So very important. And I think we also spoke about pension. I wanted to mention for the young guys, because now people love entrepreneurship. You know, they want to work for themselves. And you don't always have your employer catering for your pension, which is very important. So you don't want to find yourself retiring and then you don't have any pension sort of plan in place. So institutions also offer that for self-employed individuals, where you can have a pension sort of vehicle with your institution. So have all these things in parallel, you know, think about your retirement and also your pension, because ultimately we will get to that age where you're that Oma. And we also want to be, and also for us as males, the gents know, we want to, when you guys go shopping in our 60s, we still want to pay the bill. So we want to have enough. So we want to make provision
Continue,
for that.
please.
It's still, I think it still all goes back to our first episode when we spoke about goals, when we spoke about a vision, intention, because it's all of these things that you have to kind of set up now, intentionally, and then be like, in the next 20 years, I want to. Retirement, I look at practically as a way to maintain my lifestyle. Like, just let's put it plain like that. I don't want to go from being able to do X, Y, Z in a month while I'm working, and then after that, I'm just sitting in the house chilling because I'm thinking, ish, I need to keep this one for the bond. Because, if I squander this one, then we are left with nothing. It's really about starting now. Like you said, it's never too late to start.
No.
It's all about the decision. Make the decision to start. Set the intention, set goals, and then just give yourself grace to do it and see how you can do.
So you don't want retirement to feel like retrenchment.
Yes.
And I think that's
a good one.
that's the most important thing. Like you wanna feel like, I'm doing the big holiday now. You know, like
Finally,
That's what
I can
we
have
do.
the
I don't
stand.
have to.
Shop.
Yeah, 100%. Because a lot of people have to work longer, and that's it's sad to see, because you can see people are tired. They've worked for 40 years, but now they have to work for 50 or 45.
The quality of life,
Quality of
quality
life is
of
just
work,
not
man,
there.
is just-
So it's really the responsible thing to do
Yeah.
to save
And
for
that's
retirement. Yeah.
And I like that point that you brought up, because it leads to my second point. Now, this is more like what happened in my family also. So essentially, like, my dad been working since he was young. Young. His dad passed away when he was still in like primary school, so then he started just to assist and things like that. Being working, and then this was never a topic that came up then. So he just kept on working. You know, the general thought of, I want to pay off my house. As soon as my house is paid off, then I'll figure it out again after that. Maybe sell it, get a smaller place, and then live off of what I have. Now, and I don't want to, like, I want to learn from this, to be honest. I want to learn from the decisions, and I understand he did his best for me, 100%, and I have massive respects for him. But I want to learn from this, not mistakes, but the life lessons that has come across, so that I can, once I hit the age of maybe 55, 60s, possibly 50, maybe if I save enough, I can hit early retirement. You never know.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I want to know that, okay, great, I'm sorted out, to be honest. Like, I can actually, like you said, I can be that opa. I can be that opa where I can just relax and I can take my grandkids out. I can buy them
Bring them
gifts,
over.
bring them over.
Yeah.
So comes back to just getting that proper financial advice from a correct, like 100% skilled financial advisor.
Yeah.
And then after that, everything becomes simple. Gain that trust, build that relationship with that financial advisor, because these guys, they actually care for you. They care for you. I like saying this, you should have a better relationship with your financial advisor than with your spouse in regards to finances, to be honest.
Because they always bring good news to you. Like when you see them annually, you see like, yo, my investment. It's like, yes, you know, like that's the vibe. And
What are you saying about your partner?
No. And the thing is also, like, you don't want to bring bad news towards your partner in regards to your finances.
Yes,
But I can
yes.
bring it to my financial advisor. They're like, okay, cool, let's see how we
Let's
can
chat.
work it out.
Because there's going to be a solution at the end. Kind of like, okay, so looking at things, I think we can do 1, 2, 3. And the home is just like, okay, so what are we going to do?
But I think when I started working, the company I work at had quite a large pension contribution as a percentage of your salary, and I was like, yo, this is so much money. My friends are making so much more than I am. But now, 5, 6 years later, I look at that investment, I'm like, wow, like I have a lot of wealth built up. And this is actually a very good tactic.
Exactly.
So when you're young and you just start out and you're comparing yourself to your mates, you're like, oh, I'm making so much less than that guy. But then 5, 6 years later, you already have
In reverse,
multiples of the wealth that he has.
You're way
And that's
up
just in
front.
the first 5, 6
Absolutely.
years. So in 40 years, I'm going to be sorted just because my employer kitted me out and I learned about RAs and tax-free savings accounts. And that sets you up to be that Omar.
You know, that combination that you made mention to is a brilliant combination. Like, something that I like doing on my side is that tax return that you get from your RA contribution. You take that, or I take that funds and I place that into my tax-free, to be honest.
Yeah.
So literally just by me contributing towards my RA, I'm contributing to my RA and my tax-free.
Exactly.
And both of these funds at the end of the day will last me up until retirement. Have something separate. You only get one 500,000 rand that you can make use of tax-free from a tax-free investment account. So why would I withdraw this money now?
Yeah.
Have that money grow and grow and
I know it's
grow
a
and
savings
compound
account,
it.
but it's actually a retirement savings
Exactly.
account.
Just
And that's
keep
the
it as
important
that
thing.
vehicle, yes.
Exactly. So having the appropriate vehicle, it's so important.
And like that tactic is awesome because you feel like, I don't know if you guys have watched the Netflix show with, but essentially you feel like that guy. It feels like you're like, this can't be true. Like, I'm just making my money grow for
Like
me.
a life hack.
And that's
My money. And it's
yeah,
like,
and that's what people mean when they say make your money work for you.
Yes.
Because you use these vehicles in the tactical way that the government sets up for you to do this way and to be efficient with it. So if you use these products in the right way, you're actually just building wealth, and it feels like a cheat code.
Correct, 100%. And if you do it sooner, you allow that compounding to happen.
It's beautiful.
And like you said, when you can, don't touch it. Don't access your long-term stuff for short-term stuff.
Yeah.
And we see it happen sometimes.
Separate
so
them.
Separate them.
Yeah.
Have the different goals and different pockets. So yeah, I think it's important to have that.
You know what question I always get asked also, like from friends, etc. is like, yo, bud, from your experiences, like, what company should I invest in? What cryptocurrency should I invest in? Like at the end of the day, you need to just make sure that your funds is well diversified when it comes to something like, I mean, there's so many vehicles. I mean, your unit trust that
Yeah, of
has
course.
specific goals.
Yeah.
You have professional portfolio managers that blends different sort of equities, different sort of assets together, or they even get other managers to
Yeah.
do that, multiple different other managers
Multi-asset, yeah.
to bring that all together for you so that you don't have to make that decision. Like you don't need to be like, okay, I want to put my money
Yes.
or in this company or in that company or in this brand or in this brand. You have somebody to do that for you. So now you can tend to things that means the most to you. You can spend more time with your family. You can spend more time on that cruise. You can spend more time on whatever it is that means the most to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with retirement stuff. I think there it's give it to the
Leave it to
pros.
the
That's a long period,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean you can't invest as an individual. Discretion.
Yes.
You really like a company. I'm a big brand name guy, so I like to invest in those companies. But I do that with my own money. That's not necessarily. That's like
Yeah.
my way of saving
Yes.
for short-term stuff, more than 5 years generally.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be in retirement vehicles.
Yeah.
Use retirement vehicles for retirement.
Yes.
And let the pros invest that for you and review that with your financial advisor every year, because he's going to show you a lacquer chart,
Yeah.
showing you how that thing went up, went down,
Growing.
what fees you paid, how it's doing, and that's a nice feeling. You want to have a nice meeting there,
Yeah.
and not be the guy that goes too late and he's like, oof, we got to make a
We
plan.
should have.
You know.
Could have.
Okay. So did we cover everything?
I think we covered
we
everything.
cover it?
didn't we?
I believe so.
Short term,
Yeah.
retirement, yeah.
Yeah.
We good?
We covered.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Hi, this is Sipe, and the opinions that have been expressed on this show are just our personal opinions and do not constitute financial advice. But if you need more, contact your financial advisor for more assistance.